I stumbled across something on Instagram, and it was just like one of those little quick videos, and I was like, oh, this sounds crazy. I need to know more. So this is Michael Hein writing for popculture.com and Alex Hanton writing for Cracked. So this is from 2014. So every city has its own fast food urban legend. All of Toronto, and I included this first part just because these are more things I want to find out about now. All of Toronto still mourns the now closed Parksdale McDonald's, a location so famously weird that the guy who brought in a full desktop computer to watch porn was actually considered one of the better customers.
Whoa.
And I was looking at other stuff about that McDonald's, and apparently they installed blue lights in the bathroom so that people couldn't find their veins when they were shooting up in there.
Oh, God.
Yeah, dude.
That's a great trick.
I know. And when I was reading that, I was like, I feel like I saw that somewhere and didn't know what it was.
I mean, now when I go into a bathroom and there's a blue light tinge, I'm going to know the reason.
Yeah. And I think we covered this during COVID. In Long Beach, they swear by Sweet Dixie Kitchen, which was notoriously exposed for buying Popeye's fried chicken, smuggling it in the back door, and reselling it at a higher price.
Damn.
I remember that one. I think we covered that on the Corona Diaries.
Popeyes is already sort of expensive.
I know, right? Yeah. And nobody in Chamblee, Georgia can order Domino's without remembering the time in the late 80s when a deranged gunman named Kenneth Noyd took 2 employees hostage, believing that the chain's nationwide Avoid the Noyd advertising campaign was aimed at him specifically. I knew about that story. That shit is incredible.
I think I'd heard about that before, too.
Yeah, his name was Kenneth Noyd. He was like, they're talking about me.
Yeah, that's such an unfortunate mix of circumstance and insanity.
Well, to be fair, I get that because there's a kid's book, No David No.
Uh-huh.
I thought that was about me for years.
Dude, yeah, and that one happened. That happened in 1989, and it was like a famous story. And now you're just like, that could happen. That's half of the fucking country now. Is that insane? That could happen anywhere now. But in 2014, a new champion appeared on the scene in Pittsburgh. So here's what we know about the infamous fake Burger King. So first of all, the photos of this restaurant don't really immediately raise red flags, but because it does kind of have a Burger King appearance.
I mean, it just looks like it looks like a shitty Burger King.
Exactly. Yeah. But and you might explain that away with unique location or fast food companies overhauling their look every few years. But the rabbit hole becomes a free fall from there. Online reviews for this restaurant are downright frightening, describing fights between customers, poor sanitation, and inedible foods. One person on Yelp even reported, quote, some shady guy charged me $1 to use their bathroom.
To be fair, that's normal in Europe. So.
Well, no, you tip the guy in Europe and he gives you a little...
they actually, now usually you just put a quarter into a machine and it. That's how it usually works.
They replace the creepy guys in the bathrooms?
I mean, I haven't lived there for a few, but yeah, usually you just put a quarter in a machine and then you walk right on.
That was always, anytime I was in, Germany or France or whatever, going into the bathrooms and those guys just fucking standing there with the cart full of like candies and baby powder and
that's
shit.
not normal. That dude was just following you around.
Yeah. I see him right now. You guys don't see him? He's right there.
He was just waiting for you to use the bathroom and then he was in there real quick.
Domino's is talking about me.
That guy. That's what he did after the hostage.
I mean, if anything, they're not trying to ruin his life. They're trying to just annoy the shit out of him constantly when anyone finds out his last name.
Well, and that's the thing. The slogan was "Avoid the Noid." So it's telling people, be like, don't be friends with this guy, which is horrible. That's really the worst torture.
But after he did that whole hostage thing, maybe they had a point. So,
so another Yelp review for this Burger King, quote, if you've ever said to yourself, hey, I want to eat lunch in a dirty bus station, this place is for you. Side note, there is a McDonald's a couple miles away that was selling heroin stuffed into Happy Meal toys, and it got better reviews than this particular Burger King.
Jesus. This is in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, Pittsburgh.
Midwest heroin, yeah.
Yeah. Rust Belt, baby. Environmental hazards aside, legends say that the restaurant's product was bad enough to stay away. The food was reportedly served in standard Burger King branded containers at the start, but before long it started coming in unmarked brown paper bags and styrofoam cups.
They were just reusing the bags they used for the heroin out back.
Yeah.
They don't need this anymore.
Customers got their burgers wrapped in tinfoil or wax paper from the local grocery store, while fries came in Dixie cups rather than their purpose-built cardboard
So this
container.
is an actual
that.
Burger King franchise.
So what happened is it was.
Oh, it was.
And it was so dirty and fucked up that Burger King was like, no, we're revoking your license for this.
But they kept the Burger King name.
So instead of closing down, these goddamn patriots were like, don't tell me what is and is not a Burger King. And so they just kept the signage up. All the employees were wearing the same uniforms. And then they just continued serving Burger King-ish food.
They must have wanted those uniforms back.
Well, it's
all the
not.
time.
It's not like Burger King-ish food is a high mark to shoot for.
No, that's the thing. And there was a lot of people like pointing that out, like even in like the news stories that I was pulling up. When the reporters get there, which we'll talk about in a second, there were people just kind of being like, "Yeah, I mean, I don't expect much because it's Burger King, but like, I mean, this is pretty ridiculous."
I've never been to a Burger King in my entire life.
Good.
What?
Keep it that way.
Never been to a McDonald's either.
Whoa, shit.
Weird.
Okay.
I didn't grow up near them, and then at some point it just became, well, if I never go, I can just say I've never been.
Whoa. Okay. Wow.
That's not really a bragging right if you've never been to any of them. What fast food have you had?
In-N-Out.
You never had Taco Bell?
I've had Taco Bell twice.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I've never seen Lord of the Rings. That's my appalling secret.
I've only seen the third movie and I've read the first two books. And I get it.
See, I got nothing. Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, I get it. I fucking, it's a whole thing. About,
Yeah, Lord of the Rings is something that I feel like I should like. I just don't.
I get it.
The marketing got you.
Yeah.
Based on the other things I like, I should like Lord of the Rings. I just don't.
So one customer described arriving at this Burger King to find the front door barricaded following the hastily scrawled, quote, "Please use side intrank" sign. He made his way inside, discovering blacked out LCD screens and paper menus taped to the counter. When he asked for a packet of sauce, the manager emerged from the back bearing an ice cream cup filled with Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce.
An ice cream.
Which, first of all, that is not a complaint. Sweet Baby Ray's beats the shit out of any restaurant.
I'm sure it's way better than Burger King sauces.
Yeah, and I don't know. That might have just been a flourish in the article.
In a way, I kind of like this place because
I like the independent spirit of America.
I have a marketing idea for them. They should rebrand as a super like hipster restaurant that's all into recycling. Because it seems like they just use whatever they have lying around.
They go to the 99-cent store.
Well, this is the next line. Some witnesses say they had seen employees buying supplies in bulk at the local Giant Eagle supermarket, including burger buns and other foods that they would later serve. Meanwhile, some said that they could tell that the drinks coming out of the Coca-Cola machine were actually Pepsi. So,
That's a good scam right there.
A good scam, as in
Pepsi's cheaper.
Yep. Pepsi's. I don't like sodas. I don't know.
So the changes weren't all bad, however. Most notably, you could apparently now order a Whopper with as many patties as you wanted.
Well, that's fucked up that you couldn't do that before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
In-N-Out lets you do that, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's In-N-Out used to be limitless. Now it's 10. Because around
some fucking internet
because some dude
loser.
got 15 and had a heart attack on the spot.
It was 100. Someone ordered 100 patties, 100 by 100, and they used all their supplies to make the stupid fucking things. They're like, no, we're not doing this. But yeah, so that was the one upgrade, is you could get as many patties as you wanted. This went on for a while until local reporters tackled the story in 2014. According to a report by WPXI, Burger King had revoked that location's franchise months earlier. Corporate cited repeated complaints from customers about food quality, but did not mention the other issues facing the restaurant. Undeterred, the franchise holder simply continued to operate the restaurant as usual, even when branded supplies from Burger King stopped arriving.
But that's what good restaurants do. They don't give you a fucking burger wrapped in a logo paper.
Oh, yeah. This exact thing happens in my hometown. So in Alabama, there's a local hamburger chain. It's kind of the In-N-Out equivalent of Alabama, called Milo's. And we used to have a Milo's, and some shit went down where the owner and the company were like, fuck you. And then they were like, fuck you. So they got rid of the name, and the guy changed the name to Kilby's. And so they stopped being a Milo's, but they still had the exact same font and like the same exact everything.
Yeah, his menu probably didn't change.
Yeah. The one thing they did do, though, was back in the day, actually still to this day, Milo's has a little jingle on the radio. Everybody goes to Milo's. And this guy just took the jingle and just cut out Milo's, so it literally went...
Kilby's on Magnolia.
And that was it. It's like, fucking shout out, man. I love a pirate restaurant. So by then, the name printed on the receipts had been changed to Southside Burgers. So as soon as the media starts poking around, they're like, actually, delete. We are Southside Burgers. But the store still stuck to every bit of Burger King legitimacy it could. The marquee, signage, and indoor decorations all proclaimed this is a Burger King. And the employees continued to wear the uniforms, as I mentioned. Burger King corporate had hoped to reopen the location with a new franchise owner, but as far as they could tell, the previous owner had kept the lease on the restaurant.
It sounds like they're doing good business.
I guess so.
They're doing enough that people keep coming back. Clearly, they're not shutting down.
That is the funny part. It's like everyone's reviewing it horribly, but people keep going.
Yeah. I love this. There are unconfirmed reports that the employees were sent to other Burger King locations to steal signage and promotional materials. That is such ridiculous commitment to the bit where
this is officially like a movie.
Yeah.
A bad owner in a movie who's like, you kids, if you want to get a raise, you got to steal signs.
Yeah. It reminds me of like kind of the, blank format of like a summer camp movie where like they shut down the summer camp with the counselor everybody likes and the kids are like, we're going to keep it going for the rest of the summer and try to pretend that we're still legit, So they're going on raids for promotional materials. However, the store quickly became outdated, unable to keep up with new promotions and practices that were usually coordinated with corporate. They told more and more customers that they were sold out of popular menu items. Small touches like the generic condiment packets, as we mentioned, began to tell their own story. One way or another, the fake Burger King was doomed. Eventually, its downfall reportedly started with internet sleuths on Reddit. Their efforts on a Pittsburgh subreddit caught the attention of local reporters who knew that something was up when they visited the scene themselves. Their reporter was greeted by an agitated, ununiformed security guard yelling, "Please get off our property!" Some Redditors later claimed that the security guard was also moonlighting as a well-known panhandler. So
hey, they're giving people work.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's such a ragtag summer camp kind of vibe. They're giving everybody a job.
Here's the question: was he a veteran? Because then they're doing Black Rifles work for them.
Yeah.
He's claiming to be. He might be stolen valor, but he's claiming to be.
I mean, I just am imagining Happy Gilmore's caddy. Like that's it. That's it. That's what happened here. So once more, reporters took interest, and the staff hastily pulled down the Burger King signage, including the marquee, which left stains in the shape of the letters on the exterior. So eventually an assistant manager told reporters that they were in the process of transitioning to an independent burger joint, but by then they had been using the Burger King assets for at least 4 months. And Redditors helped make the WPXI story viral, vindicated to see all of their curiosity paid off. With all that attention, Burger King corporate finally got involved, issuing a statement to explain the situation, and they stated plans to open a new franchise, but that took quite a while. The restaurant needed a deep clean to begin with, and it ended up getting a full remodel and renovation before it was opened with a completely new owner and staff. So they're,
what a happy Burger King ending.
The real victim here is the owner.
Yeah, a terrible owner.
He was freezed out by Burger King. All he wanted to do, his dream, was to run a Burger King.
That's right.
Yeah. Slummy Burger King.
Yeah, the Burger Tyrant King. You know what I'm saying? Just kick that guy out to the curb.
We should reach out, see what he's up to.
I know.
You guys should get him on the next episode of the podcast.
He'd probably do it.
Yeah, that's yeah. What have you been up to?
You should fly him out too. Don't do it over Zoom. Get him here.
Yeah, exactly. He's just running the McDonald's with the heroin lights.
That's so funny.
Anyway, so that's the news from Pittsburgh, folks.
From 11 years ago.
From 11 years ago.
Covering the hottest news.
When this came out, I think I was either an 8th grader or a freshman in high school.
Well, it's like I said, I just saw it on an Instagram thing. So it's one of those stories that's been out there and then it's recently started picking back up. So people are like, wait, what the fuck is this? To see if it's real. Because half of the Instagram video is all this AI bullshit. And you're like, did this even happen?
Oh, that's a good point.
And so that was my thing when I was watching. I was like, if this is true, this is fucking great. And yeah, confirmed. It did happen. But they included in the AI video that you could get as many patties as you wanted, and they had the fakest looking Whopper where it was like 600 patties or something in the video, and you're just like, okay, is this true. This happened. So anyway, welcome to infinity, folks. Everything you read online is going to involve deep research.
The 600 patty thing's definitely bullshit because that's probably more patties than they had at the place.
Oh, 100%.
Because they probably ran out after about the first 12 people ordered single burgers.
Yeah.